Hello guys, this is ThompsonAirway737. This video is going to be like a demonstration video on how to do curved stands. You might not know what they are, but obviously I'm going to be showing you. Basically, if you go to, well, the one that I know of, if you go to Ibiza Airport, have a look on Google Maps, Google Earth or whatever, you will see that they have stands that are curved. So the aircraft it doesn't need any pushback vehicles at all. Basically, the aircraft taxis in onto the stand and then can taxi back out by doing like a loop thing on the actual apron. So obviously I'm working on this new airport. I'm basically trying to draw everything out, and obviously this video I'm going to show you how to do these stands. So what you want to do, this is going to be a wide body taxiway section. Sorry, this line here is a centre line of the taxiway. This one here, obviously this line to that line is the obviously the width of it. Obviously you need enough wingspan to have a wide body. So if I just bring in the Virgin 747, obviously you can tell, you know, a decent amount of wingspan. To do these though, obviously it's going to be quite hard, me holding the camera and videoing. Basically all you want to do really is get a ruler, like I have, draw a line. So basically straight from that edge line there, edge of the taxiway, apron taxiway, draw a line across. So obviously I've already done it, but it's just to help obviously while I am actually recording. And what you want to do is do another line down. This will help you with the protractor. I'd recommend getting a 360 degree protractor because it will help an awful lot compared to like half a circle, whatever you call it. You know, basically just that 180 degree one. So then what you do is, once you've done all that, you then put your centre of your protractor. Now the best thing to do when doing it this way, so basically the aircraft will taxi in from the taxiway and park facing that way. So if I just bring in the 747, it will park like that, diagonally. You'll understand why once I start doing it. You want to mark about the angle that I tend to use for stands like this is about 40 to 50 degrees, but I use 45 degrees, you know, somewhere along them lines, and it should be alright. So like I say, you mark out where that is, obviously just make a little mark. Then what you do then is draw a line. Obviously make sure the line is long enough. For wide body I did about 20 centimeters. So basically start from the edge of that line, then to that right angle line you did. So there you put 20, it depends which way you do your ruler, but let's say you do it my way, and you put where it says 20 centimeters on the ruler, you put that there, and then you of course level that up with the mark that you just made from the protractor. And then what you do is obviously you then mark a line down. Make sure, like I say, it's long enough up to a full 20 centimeters or so. You might want to make it longer or shorter, entirely up to you. And then what you do once you've done that is then all you need to do then is work with your protractor from that line that you've just drawn from, where the 20 centimeters was, to the line that you've just drawn, and basically all you do is do the curve from that. Now this particular stand is leading from a taxiway, so basically the aircraft will, as a demonstration, let's say the taxiway starts all the way down here, which it will eventually. The aircraft will then turn like that, obviously be guided in. Obviously this loop sort of curved section of the stand is only an example. It's not going to be exactly specifically for the aircraft, but it makes it look like it is. If you want to make it big, like the radius bigger or whatever, then by all means do. Obviously it will then taxi in like that and stop at a diagonal section like that. You can find, obviously, airports that I've flown to, Mallorca, Ibiza, that's where these stands are most common, or that's where I know them. I know there might be a few airports in the United States that may have them, possibly Australian. You don't normally get them in the UK, to be honest, but obviously other airports will have them. Moving on, obviously next that's a wide body stand, which can also be used for narrow body as well, which I will be using. But obviously I'll talk a bit about the actual airport later on. This is from the actual main apron taxiway. So this from this line here, very faint because I'll explain why very soon, to this line here. That is the main apron taxiway. Ignore this line in the middle. That's just where my other board's been against the board, and obviously the top half's caught, like where the sunlight's been shining through the window. That doesn't matter at all though. So basically this stand here, as you can see, similar principle. This is going to be for a maximum of 757 aircraft. So I do about 14 centimetre line. Now this is different because, like I say, this is coming from the main taxiway apron. Main apron taxiway, sorry. So basically you draw your line from 14 centimetres up, or do it the other way from 0 to 14 centimetres. And then what you do is you then get your protractor again. The best way to do these is to actually have, when you're working this way especially, is to actually have the 0 degrees facing downwards, and then a 180 at the top. As you can see there, you've got 180 there and then 0 starting there. This helps you then identify, right, that's 45 degrees, so then you don't have to count backwards, sort of thing. Like I said, again, you mark out where 45 degrees is, just a little mark. You then get a line there, like I say, another about 14 centimetres, because you need it big enough so that the aircraft can actually park up with sufficient space. You can do that, 14 centimetres. Then the next bit is fairly easy. You just get your 0 to 180 degree line on that line that you've just done, but obviously make sure it's to the edge of the first 14 centimetre line that you did. And then what you do is you follow it from there around and finish to that line. That will then give you the curve radius for when the aircraft starts to turn to eventually park on the stand. So it's, like I say, it's not 100%, but this is what I like to use. Just one more thing before I demonstrate how the aircraft will do that. You could also position your protractor like that and have a smaller radius. That could come in handy for smaller aircraft like 737-300s, or, you know, smaller aircraft than the 757, because the 757 fuselage is quite long. Therefore, it might need just that bit of it. I know the difference is quite big, but it's entirely up to you. I prefer to use the bigger one for 757s, and I may actually consider using this smaller radius if I did it like that and followed around there for smaller aircraft. Now, like I said, demonstration. So let's say this is the main taxiway, which it will be. The aircraft will then taxi in like that, and then taxi in. Then obviously this is the point where it starts to turn. It will then somewhat follow that curve line and taxi in, and then obviously come a bit forward like that, and then stop. Obviously you may have marshallers. The pilots, obviously, if they fly there quite often, they probably will have an idea when to start turning. They'll probably identify with their side windows in the cockpit when it's time to actually turn, how much thrust to apply in order to turn as well, and stuff like that. If you're a first time pilot coming to this airport that I'm doing, you might have to have a few marshallers there just to sort of guide the aircraft exactly to the position. Obviously once you get the hang of it, you'll know. So basically guys, that's how to do them sort of stands. Obviously if you want to do it the other way, basically I've got one over here which is going to be the opposite side. What you do is you position, I would recommend positioning the protractor that side, so you've got 0 degrees facing up, and do it to about 130 degrees. That's if you want it going that way instead. That's what I'm doing on my airport. Just to give you a quick overview of what's happening, 2 stands are going to be here. I'm going to have 3 stands here, one of which is going to be for a wide body. This one also is going to be for a wide body, which is the opposite to this one. And then along here we're going to have another a narrow body taxiway, and then 2 narrow body stands here. On the main apron, which is down here beyond the taxiway, we're going to have roughly about 9 stands, which are basically going to be like this, apart from the lines are going to be the opposite way, obviously, because it's the opposite way of the taxiway, opposite side of the taxiway. Now this airport at the minute, like I say, I'm drawing everything out, and I just want to point out to people, this is the process that I do for all my airports. I do it specific. I don't just come up with an idea and draw it. I research real world airports in terms of wingspan, you know, distance. Obviously I'm basing it somewhat on a real world airport, which this is sort of going to be based similarly to Ibiza once again. Of course I did that one, which is pretty similar, but this one is bigger and is going to be, of course, better. It's going to be using the same grass and everything like that, and the paint and everything. But in terms of the actual design, it's going to be a heck of a lot better. My runway will start short of the board. I may include like a little bit of a road system outside the airport, just before the runway. You know, like a small country lane road or something, you know. But this airport is going to be based in Spain, basically. Hopefully you get the idea. If you have any questions regarding what I have said, if you get lost with any of the measurements that I've told you to do, like I say, it's hard for me to actually do it and hold the camera, because I don't have a tripod or anything like that to do it. But hopefully you guys do understand. Hopefully it's not really complicated it too much for you. But it's one of them guides that I thought I'd put out there, because a lot of people do tend to use like parallel stands, so you know, parallel with the taxiway, whereas these is quite different, and some people might not have a clue how to do it. They might want to, but they just haven't found the answer. Whether there already is an answer how to do these sort of stands out there, I'm not entirely sure, but I thought I'd do my method anyway, whether there is or not, and obviously let you guys watch it and have a go yourselves if you want to. And like, again, going back to my services with regards to custom made model airports, I just want to say thank you to those who have inquired already. I understand the people that have inquired are mostly young people, and they might not be able to afford what I will be charging. One thing you've got to consider is that Gemini Jets and Herpa airports are mass produced, and they charge, you know, I think for the Gemini Jets terminal, that's about 70 quid, and then for the mat, I think it's about a similar price, maybe a bit cheaper, I have no idea. But you've got to realise that this is a one-off airport that I'm doing. I don't mass produce them. It's not like I do it every day anyway, or anything like that. If you want a specific air, I'm not having to go at anyone, but I just want you to be a bit more realistic in terms of the price, because and I can guarantee now it's going to be approximately close to £100 if you did inquire. Like I say, you've got to pay for the delivery of everything, you know, everything, all the materials coming to me. You got to then pay for how much material you've used, you know, and a lot of people are coming to me to replicate, you know, a full-size real-world airport. Now, you know, that's just crazy, because my Manchester airport, that wasn't the full size of Manchester, that was just Terminal 2. So if you do want like a real world airport, you know, I mean, I know a lot of people in the US have big houses and they probably do have the space, but even that, I don't think they realise how big the runway would be, because it's about 27 feet, a full length runway or something like that. It could even be a bit longer, depends what runway you want, but like I say, just be a bit more realistic with the price, with the what you actually want as well, because some of the queries that I've had already are just, it's like, whoa, you know what I mean? If I did do a real world airport, that would take me ages. It would take me probably more than a year, because I'd have to have a break, and it'd just be crazy. Sorry for, you know, going on, but I just wanted to make that clear. And like I say, thanks for everyone that has inquired already about that. Like I say, if you've got any further questions, pop them in the comment section below, or private message me, whatever. And thanks for watching, guys. I'll keep you updated on this airport when I progress and everything like that. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.